Alright, here we go, some more. More on this stupid, idiotic fucking subject. Brought up by what used to be what people call a friend. I mean, me and Anti-Bullshit Man were never friends. We never had a personal conversation ever. Never on Skype or a little tiny bit in Stickam, but barely. So, you know, we weren't really friends. I mean, we were both on the internet talking philosophy, but we weren't friends. So whatever on that subject. Alright, let's just a little context of how this started. Okay, he made his video on circumcision, seemed an important subject to him. He uses a word like mutilation throughout the video. I wrote a comment on his video simply saying, basically, this word mutilation is bullshit. I'm not going to have a civil argument with somebody, an intelligent argument with somebody who's using this excessive rhetoric. Circumcision does not destroy functionalities, no evidence of that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's it. I just said that's the context of the discussion for me. And if you can't give up that word, then fuck it. We're not gonna have a civil conversation. So I'm not gonna argue with a propagandist, fundamentalist asshole. It's like arguing with some jackass who's calling abortion murder or something. It's just a waste of time. So anyway, so yeah, he won't give up the word. And so now here in his video now, he has placed these goddamn definitions in here, which is just amazing that he would do that. But here's his definitions. You know, he's talking about me blocking him, which I haven't blocked him yet, but, you know, whatever. I'm going to block people if they spam my boards. If they comment on my boards bullshit, then I'll block you. But otherwise, I don't give a fuck. It depends on who you, like I said, you start supporting straight dope or something, I'll be happy to block you then. He's commenting on your videos now. So that's where you've progressed now. You'll get a lot of new commenters on your boards, you know, just my haters. So that'll be your claim to fame, you weak ass. But anyway, whatever. Definitions of mutilation. Mutilate. To physically harm as to impaired use. You have no evidence of any impaired use whatsoever. None. Kinsey couldn't find any. No sexual researcher ever has found any of this dysfunction, this impaired use. Alright, there's an argument to be made. Okay, and that's another piece of this context here. Let's remember, I haven't been not arguing for circumcision. I'm arguing for the fact that there is a decision to be made. There are doctors who will tell you it's the right thing to do. There are psychologists who will tell you it's the right thing to do. There's sex therapists will tell you it's the right thing to do. You know, there's room for different opinion on this fucking subject. It isn't about some archaic religious practice. Most people circumcised in the last 40 years in America were not circumcised while people prayed to God and said it's a holy circumcision. No, it was a clinical procedure done in a hospital. Okay, it wasn't a rabbi or a priest blessing it or any of that kind of crap. It was done for practical reasons because people believed it had a practical, functional purpose. And I think the argument can be made that it does. All right, and I'm not convinced. I said in my video as clearly as possible, I wouldn't know what to do if I had the decision to make, because I know from my own personal experience that my penis kicks ass. It's great. I have no complaints, and circumcised. Now, could it be better? Well, I mean, obviously, I can't imagine better, but possibly, maybe it's possible. So there's the decision to be made. But again, we're not talking about somebody who's been impaired. I'm not missing an appendage. It's just such a lie and a preposterous nonsense to say there's any evidence of any dysfunction. All right, let me finish this stupid cunt bastard definition. Oh, it just pisses me off even thinking about this stupid bullshit rhetoric. Impair use, notably by cutting off or otherwise disabling a vital part. Foreskin exists like a second eyelid, okay? Like, say if we were Aquaman or something, we came out of the ocean, all of a sudden we still had a protective eyelid, a second eyelid. And I'd be full of nerve endings, right? But they're not nerve endings that would drive pleasure from. We wouldn't sit there and stroke our eyelids. Oh man, it feels so fucking good to stroke my eyelid. No, it's there for protection. It's not part of the sex organ. It's not part of the desire machine or mechanism. It's not part of the erection mechanism. It's not part of any of the fucking shit that makes us desire sex, you assholes. It's a superfluous outer skin. Yes, you might derive some pleasure in how you manipulate that. And so maybe you like to jerk off all flappy and noisy and skin flying all over the place, and that's your business. But it can be done other ways, and maybe people can derive pleasure from doing it other ways. And so your opinions are not written in any fucking stone, and there's no evidence. Again, no evidence whatsoever of this disabling of a vital part. No evidence of that, such as a limit to destroy beyond recognition. Now, this is the kind of rhetoric he's defending. He's defending this as a notion that the penis is destroyed beyond recognition because you take off superfluous extra skin. Skin intended to protect the penis. It depended to be a hard organ that would create. The skin is intended to create irritation, to make the person aware of the fact that their penis is in the wrong place, not that it's in the right place. And so it's not even a sense organ in the fun sense of the word. Oh, it's just so stupid. To render imperfect. Well, that's of course an argument that can be debated. Now he's got a stupid Wikipedia definition, which is even dumber. Disfigurement that deprives you of a limb or other important body part. Again, so it's important for what? It has no physical functionality anymore. It was never a necessary part of intercourse. I mean, this is just complete fucking bullshit. And so this is what he's defending. This is the rhetoric he's goddamn defending. This is worse than the worst fundamental propaganda bullshit. It's just absolute crap, this rhetoric. And so I'm going to defend my reaction to it, which was to call bullshit on it. So anyway, let's play his fucking. I played 60 seconds of his video, and I'm saying I'm not gonna do it twice. So I'm doing this one more time. And he says he's gonna get the last word. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna get the last word. I'm just gonna make sure he doesn't fucking put false words in my fucking goddamn mouth and play the same bullshit games I'm so sick of these little weasels playing.
I have to do another one on circumcision, looks like it, because I didn't see Gary's video, and yeah, I'm not letting him have last word on this. Which is usually not what I do. Each time Gary and I have butted heads in the past, I have given him the final say, but no more. Starting today, I'm not going to be as easygoing about all this bullshit, because it's just...
Yeah, exactly. See, so you have some past argument that you didn't finish, right? Some past bullshit you just called it. So you should have mentioned that fucking bullshit. Okay, so that's not exactly my definition of a friend who's playing these bullshit games. Okay, he's going to sit there now in hindsight because we're having a disagreement and call something in the past bullshit. Well, if you used to have some leftover bullshit, then you might as well get to it. But if it's your, well, let's go on with it.
Too much. Yeah, he does this video, tucks it away on his site, so he's got to know that the arguments are weak, or otherwise he wouldn't have...
Oh man, this is such a weasel move. This is just like all the rest of the motherfucking haters, right? I got sock accounts, I got this, I got that. You do all this fucking speculation. You can't fucking deduce the simplest things. YouTube has a time limit, asshole, that you're damn fucking aware of. Alright, and I wasn't going to edit the fucking video. It was my intent to make a one-part, get the fucking thing over with video, and I didn't make it under the 11 minutes. No, I ended up going 21 fucking goddamn minutes. And what that means is that I have to cut the video into 2 pieces to upload onto YouTube, and so I have to do twice the rendering. And I just said, fuck it, I can upload as one goddamn file on Blip, and so I put it on Blip, okay? And we also know that this subject is just toxic. What's the fucking point of me expressing my opinion when every fucking little scumbag is going to sit there and argue this inane nonsense, this fucking babble? And that's all the fuck it is. It's goddamn babble. Now they're all hysterical about how much a baby feels. Well, if all you assholes think babies feel so much, then you're going to have to change your opinions on abortion rights, I think. Because then there's a real argument to be made that if that baby's enduring all this fucking goddamn suffering and is capable of all this goddamn pain, then there's an issue, because the goddamn fucking woman didn't have to get goddamn fucking pregnant. So she committed the first act of irresponsibility if she put a vulnerable sentient organism in jeopardy. So if you believe that fucking goddamn born babies are sentient, then the fucking 2 weeks before they're born they're goddamn sentient, and probably 6 weeks before that they're sentient, and so then you have another issue to deal with, don't you fucking little cunt weasels? Just because you have to fucking do this, whatever this crap is. You know, try to glorify your goddamn foreskin, you goddamn fucking lunatics.
And so chicken shit, I still not posted on YouTube. But yeah, he didn't get that many negative comments, or just many comments in general. So I'm not sure how effective his video was in swaying anyone. But
didn't get many comments, right? I got on the original video, I got like 150 fucking bullshit comments, and I guess the reason why I didn't get many comments on these is because people had blocked the fucking hell out of him on that first video.
Yes, it was. Let's just go ahead and debunk his crap. And again, I'd love to play it and respond to it as it goes, but it's 22 minutes, so it's just not feasible.
Yeah, right.
But I did jot down a few things he said, so we can still do it in a point-by-point way regardless, so let's go ahead with it. Yeah, so he starts out strawmanning me on the democracy issue, paraphrasing my, knowledge should determine the merit of vote idea to the argument that people shouldn't have the right to vote at all. And I never said...
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so you're going to talk about giving people more vote based on the fact that they have a higher education or can pass a test. Okay, so the minorities already are underrepresented, right? We understand what happened to blacks. If blacks were half the population, they would have had rights. But they weren't half the population. They were 1/10 of the population. That's why they didn't have any fucking civil rights. Okay, and you would have given them 1/10 that amount of vote more. Okay, you would have cut their vote even more, diluted it even more, taken more rights away from them because of their minority status. Okay, and because they were raised in poverty.